Our next guest is one of the stars from one of my favorite reality shows. It's called Below Deck. Take a look.
What is your assessment of your first day?
It was hard, yeah. I just don't have the time.
I get it.
I haven't cracked today at all, and I'm just tired.
I've got my chiefs to first day sobbing uncontrollably. Yeah. Holy shit.
It's just, I'm tired.
There's no crying and yachting.
There's no crying and yachting. Please welcome Captain Lee. Hi, Captain Lee.
Hi, Ellen. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Should I call you Captain Lee, or what's your name really? Or is that your name?
Actually, it's funny you should ask that because actually at one point I actually considered changing my first name to Captain because nobody ever uses my first name, which is actually Harold.
Well, I think I'm just going to call you Captain because I like that name, and I think that's a good name. So I am a fan of Below Deck. I tell everybody who hasn't seen it to watch it, but for those people who have not seen it, tell everybody what it's about.
Below Deck just follows the life. It's a little bit of the lifestyles in Rich and Famous, coupled with the, I don't know, it's kind of like a seagoing Downton Abbey. You know, you follow the workings of the crew and the people that do all the necessary things to make the lifestyles of the rich and famous possible. And they adopt a play hard, work hard attitude, and it's usually a play harder and work less attitude, which, you know, I usually have something to say about, or I try to.
Yes, it's fantastic. So how did you become the captain of Below Deck? You were a captain before this show started, obviously.
Yeah, I was I became the captain of Below Deck quite by accident. The boat that I was running, it was a 50-meter Benetti, and my boss calls me up at the Miami Boat Show, and he says, some TV network wants to do a TV show on the boat, and they want to charter it for 6 weeks, and all you have to do is go down to St. Martin, drop the boat off. They've got their own captain, they've got their own crew, and you hang out on the beach and go check the boat out once every 3 days, and you'll get paid double. So, yeah, I can live with that. But for one reason or another, the captain that they had selected couldn't fulfill his obligations. So they had a conundrum because we're already, you know, late into the game and they needed a captain. So they said, well, I guess we'll use the old guy.
Well, you've got such a great mellow attitude until somebody jumps overboard or whatever happens that's wild on there. But you're a really cool guy, and you revealed just I think this last episode that your son Joshua passed away in 2019 from an accidental overdose, which was really moving. It's so important because you never know who somebody is and what they're dealing with, and for you to reveal that, I thought was really, really important. Why did you think it was important to bring it up on the show?
Because I don't think enough people are paying attention to it. They don't realize that addicts aren't the dregs of society. It crosses all social boundaries. Doesn't make any difference how much money you have or you don't have. It affects everybody. And I don't believe in the last 2 years I've talked with anyone that doesn't know of someone personally that has paid a steep price for this opioid crisis that we have. And nobody says anything about it. It's the elephant in the room that people don't want to confront. And I just think it has to be, even though it makes you extremely uncomfortable and very painful to do so. Somebody has to step up.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. And, you know, it's relatively fresh for you. How are you doing?
One day at a time. The hole in your heart's never going to go away. You can't replace it with anything else. We're not generally constructed to bury our children. You know, from the time you're born, you know, you grow old and you end up, you know, your parents pass away. It's not the other way around. And when that happens, it's completely devastating. And so you deal with it. You hope that you develop better coping skills to get through it.
Yeah, well, my heart goes out to you and your wife. I'm so sorry. We're going to take a break, and I want to talk more with the captain after this. We'll be back. I'm fascinated by the show because I've been on boats before, and I had no idea how what the dynamic is between all the people that work on the boat and how hard they party. There's a lot of partying that goes on when they're not working. They work really, really hard, but then they party really, really hard. But the guests, I mean, some of these guests that you have are just nightmares. What's the craziest thing that a guest has done on your boat?
Craziest thing that a guest has done. I've got to probably go with Dolores from this episode.
Yeah, she jumped in the water when she was drunk. She was told not to jump in, and he was hilarious. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, she just gave me the look, like,
yep.
Up yours.
Yeah, you kept saying, do not do it, don't jump, and then she just jumped in the water. And it was nighttime, and she was drinking, and it was really dangerous. Hey, Captain Lee, it's so nice to meet you, and I really just think that you're a great guy, and again, my heart goes out to you and your wife. And I'll be watching you, as I always do. Below Deck airs Mondays at 9 on Bravo.